Alright, I think this will work. Hello everyone, welcome in, welcome in. You'll notice something different, a few things actually. First and foremost, I'm not on the screen. Yeah, that's right, my model isn't on the screen. Second, is that I probably sound like shit. Hold on, let me just turn down my mic a little bit. That's too far. Okay. Yep, I sound... That's because I'm using my headset mic and not my usual one that's over there somewhere. Right. Now let's see if... Did I... Hold on. I set up an overlay so I could actually see chat, but give me just a second to figure it out. Okay, is it? Oh, there we go. I can now read chat by doing this. I might change that real quick. Hold on. Position. Let's put it at my feet. Oh, yep. Yep, I can read it. Alright, that's also pretty dumb. So, thank you, Barry. Let's just have it follow head. Oh, yep, there it is. Just have to look over to the right. Left. Sometimes I'm directionally challenged. Alright. Alright, we're gonna do a classic. An absolute classic if you know this game. We're gonna do a sound check. Alright, just make sure your speakers aren't too high up. And that's how you do a sound check. Man, I love doing that. Alright, you may be wondering, why am I doing this? Well, because I freaking love guns. Anyways. Let's talk about some guns. Alright, first let me reload the scene. Actually, let's go to a different scene. A better scene. A scene where I can actually shoot SOSIGs. Hold on. Arizona works. I'm actually curious if you guys can actually... No, you cannot see my chat, but I can. So that's cool. Alright. First things first. Alright, let's start old school. Good old brown bass. Put it in there. Put the rest up front. If you fucking would let me... Grab a ramrod. Put that there. Give me my bullet. You can see pretty quickly why we need to innovate. Ram it all the way back. This would have been easier with the pistol. Right. Now, if I did this correctly, which I probably didn't, so I'm gonna add... Looks like, yeah, the powder fell out. Alright, let's see if it works. Tally-ho! I don't think it worked. Alright, let's just grab pistol version. Right. No, not yet. Not yet. There you are. So, yep. This is basically just base flintlocks. I believe the other one was chambered in the same cartridge. I might double check though. Oh, I need a target. There we go. I gotta be loading it wrong. Or maybe not at all. Okay, now it'll go. Okay, now it's properly loaded. Are you... Alright. Third time's the charm. This time we're just gonna go full hog. Alright. And it exploded. I expected that. Hold on, let me clean up some of this stuff. Alright. As you can see, that was pretty not great for anything, so... I don't know really what to do, honestly. So... Actually, I know exactly what we should do. We're gonna do some take and hold. Right. Let's just go with classic loadout. Actually, Vicky Dicky random. Oh yeah, you might hear some, you know, stuff going off in the background. Right. Let's do standard hold, random pattern. Lower my health. Right.
Uplink successful. Target system detected.
Right.
Take it.
No one. Australian submachine gun from World War II. Where the hell did this... There's the charging handle. It's a good thing that this is set up for... So, if you guys don't know, little Maxim fact for you, I actually shoot left-handed. And it's basically the only thing I do left-handed. There was a second one. That took a healthy chunk off.
What's over there? Oh, that's... Ah. That is. Yay, more shooting. Anyone else smell burnt toast?
Cool thing you can do with open bolts is you can cock them beforehand and then just... It just works. At least did something. I'm gonna adjust this one last time because it's kind of in the way. No, we'll do it at my feet again. That way it's not that. Yeah, that works. I am sitting on a stool just for the sake of mentioning it because I just feel like it.
Who eats relish for an entire day?
Okay, that's some health back. That's most of it back. Do have some points, so I can upgrade this to... yeah, 9mm is going to be fairly common. So... probably didn't need to do that because, again, open bolt. Right. Currently in the take phase of take and hold, about to enter the hold phase. Also, they did add a new map if you guys want me to do that, but it's dark. And night vision in this game tends to be kind of jank. Not jank, but performance... That's not what I meant to say. It's performance intensive. Ugh. Nearly pissed myself. Anyway. I went too far down. Oh shit. Forgot that you you actually have collision in this game. Oh shit. We'll just take the ladder. I keep thinking this, I can fold the stock, but it doesn't look like I can.
Over there.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Mind you, I have no idea how this looks to you guys, so I'm just kind of winging it.
Oh goodness. What's going on over here?
Static encryption detected.
Oh goody. You're dead, you kid. Combo time. Order up. Chew on it. Huh? But I'm a pacifist. You gotta beat me.
What is this last node?
What's going on over here?
And that's why I don't play with standard health modifiers. Alright. Let's just do beefy. All types, forgot to turn that back on. Hardcore AI, of course. Still no item spawner. I might do item spawner later, just to mess around.
Uplink successful. Target system detected. Take it.
Got a hammer and a viper. So this one I have to right hand because, see, I'm already having trouble. It's one-handed, basically a one-handed Sten. And it doesn't have irons. And it's weird, not quite bullpup configuration is definitely fucking with me. So I say we try and replace it immediately.
Guess I'm dead meat dog. Dead meat. Calling my union rep.
It's weird how both times I've started this, I've gotten World War II weapons. that was not the game.
I should really get the laundry done tomorrow.
Sometimes there are extra tokens in these. Like that.
Override token found.
Let's... Pistol, please. Oh, fuck you, game. For those that don't know, this is the Kobe Terminator. In-game is known as the worst shotgun ever made. For pretty good reason. So as you can see, the barrel protrudes out, and then it slides back to shoot. And you have to do that every time. Sights also freaking suck on it.
Like a charcuterie board. You get chopped to bits, and there's always one cheese left that no one wants.
What's over there?
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Over there. Nap time! Huh? What?
I found the sights on this thing, I think. That could just be the mag release button, but... Yeah, I think that's just the mag release button. The only positive about the Kobe is the Terminator, whatever you want to call this thing, is that it's still a shotgun.
Check this out. Over there. I love a firefight. Huh?
Sometimes you just gotta bash them.
Neutralize encryption. Persistent will fail.
On your stick.
Encryption neutralized. Hold successful. Data extracted.
Only 4 more of those.
4 override tokens found.
Speaking of which,
Advance to next system node and take it.
okay, these guns suck. So again, gonna place them right away.
What's that? Huh? What? Huh?
Hold on, let me find a map. There. Okay, so it's at stacks. I'm just gonna hammer him. I give
Coordination.
that little of a fuck.
What's going on over here? Coordination. Huh? Oh shoot! Coordination. Investigating.
Okay, they're dead. Alright, first things first, get rid of these.
Override token found. Override token found.
Alright, give me something. Finally! .226, nice. Right, give me a grenade. Ooh, this is one of the new ones. So yeah, just today actually they updated the game to add 6 new grenades.
Override token found.
Hmm?
And give me extended mag, which is
Guess I'm
great.
technique dog. Guess I'm out.
Right. Let's get the plus P, AP incendiary. Oh wait. Okay, now we're good. I think. Okay. Ow.
It's real tiring standing at attention all the time.
Right. Thankfully, I can just hold on to this. It's an impact
Interfacing
grenade.
with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Yep. There we go.
Got me fair and square.
Hardened encryption detected.
Oh, fish. Huh? Well, that was something. Darn it.
One more.
What next?
Encryption neutralized.
Got it.
Advancing to next system lane. Analyzing system.
Huh? Special weapon.
Bad habit I have is not actually adjusting the sights on guns and just kind of spraying in a general direction. I mean, it works most of the time. One down. Perfect.
Encryption neutralized. Hold successful. Data extracted. 5 override tokens found. Advance to next system node and take it.
Alright, the hammer has become obsolete, so... Yeet. Oh, they're starting to have armor. Good thing I got the AP rounds.
Well, that was something. I'm out of gas.
Override token found.
Okay, we don't have all that many tokens. Why is it only giving me pistols? I guess it's just random gun. Oh, I get it.
Over there.
It's Ricky Dicky random, so... Of course I get random guns. I am not smart sometimes.
Check this out. Huh? Hmm? Hey, what gives? Huh?
Right.
Huh?
Let's go for
Check this
another
out.
one.
Huh?
Ooh!
Coming right up. Turn ducking. Over there. You're punching me. Turn ducking. What's over there?
That one took a while to detonate.
Goodbye, cruel meat.
Anyway, we got a bazooka. Now comes the hard part. Organizing your inventory. Alright. We've rolled aces like 4 times now. I'll just keep this bad boy in semi for now. Because I can switch between semi and pump. Now, I did intend for the stream to be somewhat educational, but so far we haven't had much of that.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Huh?
Yep, bazooka works.
Hardened encryption data. Neutralized.
Combo time. Over there.
Wish I had a machine gun right now.
Meet the containers. I love a firefight.
System. Encryption neutralized.
Ah. That one was pretty down to the wire.
Advancing to next system lane. Analyzing system.
Oh shit.
You can crack me and I don't care.
Swarm encryption detected.
All you can eat. Oh, goody.
Right, there they are.
Double me.
Still got them. And I'm dead. Alright. One last round, but we ball out.
Uplink successful. Target system detected. Take it.
We won't be needing this. Alright, now let's play the real game. Picking out a gun. Go with the Mark 12 Mod 1. Actually, something else. We're getting into the point where I become very indecisive about what gun I pick. Alright, M16, H416, G36. I did say we would ball out, so let's really ball out. Get an M60. E4, which is the modernized variant with all the Picatinny rails. Right. And since we're balling out, we can slap some hollow sights on it. Foregrip. suppressor. Actually, I don't like how that one looks. Let's just go with the corded. You actually have to twist on suppressors in this game. Pretty cool feature. Oh, some people are getting curious. Alright, and let's just go with a laser sight. Alright, there's one. Alright. Let's also grab a BR. I will go with... WA2000. And of course, slap a suppressor on it. Will you... Okay, I guess we'll go for different suppressor. Right. Now we need something for close quarters. I am thinking... auto Glock. This is where we can really get into some fun stuff. Classic reflex. There you have it. Alright, one more.
What's going on over here?
Of course, we can't suppress this, unfortunately.
Huh? Goose is fucked.
Alright, we are just about ready actually. I want some grenades that I can actually... New napalm grenade. Let's go with M67. And XM84. Alright, we have officially balled out. I'm not sure if you can see, but the reflex sight actually works as a reflex sight. Same with the scopes and everything that I will show off later. Ah, thermal scope, that's what I should have got for my sniper. We can get one later.
I'm really glad they let some of us forget. Holy smokes, have I got the munchies. I really should have worn my big mustard today. I wonder what that is.
Which one's the...
Huh?
Ah, forgot. Suck it.
Oh, ketchup. I just can't quit you.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Oh, goodness. It would give. What's that?
Static encryption detected. Neutralizing.
I am starting to overheat a little bit, so it might take like a 10-minute break
Encryption neutralized.
after this.
Hold successful. Data extracted. 4 override tokens found. Advance to next system node and take it.
Did I mention today's going to be a slightly shorter stream? Yeah. Probably should have mentioned that. Not just an hour long, but we will take a break here after taking hold to just so I can cool off. Like literally cool off because Jesus, it's hot.
Huh?
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Why did it do that?
What's over there? Ah,
Hardened infection detected.
getcha. Football and fierce. We gotta beat the meat. Huh? What's that? Really needs to pick a new career.
Encryption neutralized. Advancing to next system layer. Analyzing system.
Oh, perfect. Haha. That was awesome. Oh, keep forgetting I haven't.
Swarm encryption detected. Neutralizing.
Time out for me, I guess. Oh, goody.
Encryption neutralized. Hull successful. Data extracted. 5 override tokens found. Advance to next system node and take it.
Alright, we're on number 3. That is all the way in Spillway. Take a train. Right, that leads to Hub. Now we need to get to Pipeworks.
Blanket right. I'm really glad they let me.
Actually, I'm kind of glad about Quad 2000.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position.
It's not the best, but
Analyzing system.
it's got decent capacity. And armor penetration. 300 mag. I just realized most of you probably don't know what that means.
Encryption detected. Neutralizing.
they're asking for it. I need a reload. Alright, actually. Alright, I'm overheating. You get taken hold. Alright. We're gonna take a 5-minute break while I cool off a bit. Alright, BRB. Okay. So I can run my AC without it getting picked up on the mic, which is good. Because Jesus, it's hot. Just pause that. Alright, and we're back to it. Alright, we are officially going to enter the educational portion of this, whatever you want to call it. Thing. So, guns. I already showed y'all this bad boy. Hate having shaky ass hands. Ah, there's no powder. Alright, that actually looked like it worked. Alright, but screw that. We need to go up a level. So, breech loader. This is the 1887 Nagant. It's a 2-barrel rolling block pistol that is relatively weak. Allow me to show you just how weak. Spawn. Right. Let's go with the heavy boy. This guy's wearing high tier armor and is generally not that good to fight. As you can see, the bullets didn't do much. Gets the standard scout, we might be able to sneak out a headshot. Like so. Is that gonna... Nope, didn't kill him. Why you have a second. Right. From rolling blocks to revolving blocks, if that makes sense. Revolvers. Yeah, this is actually older than the one I showed, but has been converted to accept standard cartridges instead of the cap and ball that previously used. Six shots, single action. Again, not all that powerful. Hold on, split. So.
Learn it again?
And you reload it like you reload a revolver. Alright. Next big innovation in firearms technology was the semi-automatic pistol. Where is it? No, it's not. We'll spawn that because you have the C96 and which is clip fed from the top, and the C93, which is magazine fed from the bottom. They both have their own proprietary cartridge, 763 for this bad boy, and 763 by 25 and 763 by 25 Mauser. Not interchangeable, weirdly enough. This one holds slightly more rounds. Right. I'm just saying stuff at this point. Right. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can go through here. Shoot. You know what? Since it's, what's it called? I forgot the theme was supposed to be American, so here's a single action army. Fairly standard thing you'd see in Wild West and beyond. Even today, you can find these just about everywhere. Powerful cartridge. 45 Colt. Alright, we're starting to get a little wienery. Again, single action, so. And quite cumbersome to reload. Weird how they don't auto-explode when you spawn them from this. Hold on. Oh, they have global commands too. Alright. Alright, never made... Alright. What? I'm just talking. Alright, AR-10. Don't need two of them. So, you go in the trash. This is an AR-10. This is a 7.62 NATO battle rifle. Hold on. Let me actually spawn one through here. Oh.
Way to go, champ!
We can do both semi and full auto. At least this one can. Jeez, that's loud. And this actually came before, of course, the AR-15, which is, right... Don't have a proper AR, like, baseline. This is about as close as we can get. The C601. Man, it is lagging bad. So, see, like, pretty different. Primarily size-wise, the 10 is a lot beefier. And move the charging handle back here, but this was actually adopted by the US Army, the Air Force first. The Air Force adopted the M16 first. Then, so. Semi and full auto. Then that evolved into the M16 that we see here. And now, the M16, this is the original version, kind of sucked. Hold on, let me go to a different range. This needs slightly more gravitas, so Arizona. M16. Standard issue rifle from about the 50s to now-ish. Only problem was, it kind of sucked. And that was by design, because there was some sabotage in there, and we were in Vietnam, so jungle environments weren't great for it, so we eventually got the M16A1. Which added this little button. That's the forward assist, so occasionally on AR-15 pattern rifles, the bolt doesn't go all the way forward when you charge it, so that just pushes it forward, so it's in battery. And of course, has a last round bolt hold open. The A1 was eventually supplanted by the A2. The A2 has a few visual differences. Changed the forward assist button. They added... Was the brass deflector on the A1? No. So they added the brass deflector, which is exactly what it sounds like. It deflects the brass. It might as well have it Stan-Ag. And new foregrip, but the biggest change was it's not full auto. The A3 is, but instead 3-round burst. Now, in the game, it's fine, but in real life, 3-round burst is very temperamental. Like, sometimes you'll get 2 rounds, sometimes a round, sometimes 4. Rarely ever just 3. The A4 is the final M16 variant. As you can see, it's been modernized with Picatinny rails. And, once again, fire. More or less the same inside. A lot of these guns are the same inside and out. At least with the AR pattern. But you do have the evolution of that in the form of the M4. The M4 is actually a carbine, so as you can see, shorter barrel. Let me grab a reflex. So this eventually supplanted the M16 for basically all the reasons you'd expect. It's lighter, it's basically the same gun, and it's honestly pretty sick. Alright. And unfortunately we don't have the replacement, well, technically replacement, in quotes, well, we do have one that attempted to replace it. This is the G11. This is a really weird gun. So, here's the magazine. As you can see, it's pretty straight. And it loads in like that. Then you twist this, that's the charging handle, and it has free fire modes and a built-in sight, so semi. It has a hyper burst, which fires 3 rounds in rapid, super fast, so that the idea behind it was that the rounds would come out before the recoil hits the shooter's shoulder, thus making it more accurate. And then you got and you just Now here's something really interesting. As you might have noticed, it doesn't spit out cases. That is because this rifle uses caseless ammunition. Let me show you. No cases. Now technically they are just invisible to the game, but same difference. Alright. Let's see, what's another ill-fated replacement? Ah, the H416. Now, at first glance, this doesn't look much different from, where is it? Let's grab a M4. This. See? But, internally, they are very different. I forgot So this actually has a different gas piston system than this. This one has a long stroke, this one has a short stroke. Basically, and it actually needs, this one needs the buffer tube, this one just has it for style, I guess. But another weapon, yes, but, okay, I'm gonna spawn a handful of guns. Where's the AR-18? We have the AR-18. Hold on, let me just... The AR-18, G36, the H416, and the L85A2. Now, all of these guns have one thing in common. Might not look like it, but they all use the same short stroke gas piston that was found originally in this bad boy, the AR-18. So the story behind the AR-18 is that Armalite sold all... Right, hold on, let me pull out an example. So Armalite sold the rights to the M16, the AR-15, not the M16, the AR-15. Armalite sold the rights to Colt and all the manufacturing, and then it became a massive hit, and they were like, oh crap, we need something to get ourselves out of massive amounts of debt from just existing. So they came up with this, the AR-18, which was not very successful, primarily because the US was just shipping M16s to all their allies. But its gas piston inspired all these and many more. G36 with its integrated sights. .416, we've already covered that. And the L85, which is absolute dog water. Ask any British serviceman about the L85A2, and they will, or just the L85 in general, and they will talk your goddamn ear off about how much it sucked. Anyway, here's an AK. AKs are cool. And there are very many different variants. Here's the AK-74. This shoots a slightly smaller 5.45 by 39 instead of the AKM-762. Also shoots faster. And then you got the AK-101, which is an AK in 5.56 NATO. primarily for export. Yeah, so on AKs, the selector goes safe, full, semi. And safe just doesn't allow its dust cover safety. Alright. Now, the AK-5, which is not actually an AK. This is instead based on the FNC, but this is the standard rifle for the Swedish military. It's designed with adaptations for cold weather in mind. And, of course, Stanag. I should probably explain what Stanag is. Alright, so a bunch of different Western countries basically got together and said, alright, we need our mags to be interchangeable. That way we can just send them anywhere and they'll work. So here's a Brazilian IA-2. Magazine works in it. Here is a... what's another one that... G30... The H416 is Stanag. What's another, like, Stanag? The FAMAS G2. So the F1 was not Stanag, G2 was. Is. It actually has a selector between burst and full auto. Little quirk about the original FAMAS, right here, the F1, again, proprietary magazine, is that the magazine held 25 rounds, which is not divisible by 3. And so the last burst has 2 rounds instead of 3, which is honestly pretty... can be useful, but it also can definitely... I can see how it can screw you over. The AUG is not Stanag, but it is cool. You have the A1, which has the integrated sight and such, but the A3 is... I hate how I'm not putting sights on them. Anyway. The Bren 806 was Stanag. Alright, anti-material. This is where things get fun. Behold. My personal favorite. Actually, that's not true. This is the M107 modified variant. Well, upgraded variant of the M82. And this is a 50 caliber. And I cannot hit shit. Even with 10 rounds. That is basically used for all sorts of stuff. Mine clearing, destruction, all that sort of stuff. But it is also extremely accurate. But not when in this form. This is the Whiz-Banger, which is not real, thankfully, because if it were, it would freaking explode. But we can pimp this out. So that might not actually... Actually, it would still explode because chamber pressure stuff, but... let's extend the barrel out a little bit. Hold on, let me take the round out. So, this might actually hit something. Or not. Because it's ass. But it's funny. Alright, let's see what else. Let's start with the M79. Grenade launcher wise, this was very early. This was used throughout Vietnam and beyond by the US, but there was also another lesser known one known as the China Lake. This is a pump-action grenade launcher. Holds about 3 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. And it has good old ladder sights. I can't flip up the ladder sights. The MGL we've already covered, but let's cover something even more ridiculous. The Mark 19. Now, of course, you can't actually do this in real life, which I know. It's very much taking you out of the fantasy. Whatever. Suspension of disbelief. There we go. Anyways, this is a fully automatic emplacement grenade launcher. And it's really good at doing that. Only holds 16 rounds, though. So you can achieve a similar effect with the good old M2. This is the heavy machine gun. It is a same cartridge as the M107, but way more chunky. And it's got an American flag pattern. Fitting, honestly. Always hate using... Again, this is extremely heavy, so this is impossible to do in real life. So don't try this at home. Plus, you can't even have one of these. That isn't semi-auto only. And we've been using these things since World War II. Freaking awesome. Alright. But we did also have a problem, which was we wanted infantry that could effectively use both a rifle and a grenade. So we used to have like this thing where you attach a grenade to the barrel, load a blank in, and then that'll launch the grenade. But nowadays we got the M203. Like nowadays, this thing was developed again during the Vietnam War, so but it does have that really cool heat shield that I like. So infantry can now effectively have rifle and grenade all in a very accurate package, relatively speaking. Let's go over some of the weird stuff. Like the American 180. This is a 22 long rifle, so very tiny bullet. In fact, so tiny I can't even grab it. See how small that is? Alright, anyways. The virtue of it being small is that it can hold a shitload of ammo. 165 rounds to be exact. It was primarily used, well, it was marketed to law enforcement and such, but... And on the other side, you got for Tommy, well, older. This is a classic. .45 ACP submachine gun. Came with the 50-round drum, all this, and you could buy it at any store. What they take it for? Now this was actually pre-war, but during the war they developed this version. The M1A1 Thompson. Shortened the barrel, got rid of the foregrip for this, stick mags, and it removed some internal stuff that isn't really important. Very nice, but still too heavy. So they developed this little boy, the grease gun. And this was very successful. Slow rate of fire, fairly accurate, and very light. They also made an integrally suppressed version, but meanwhile, the Brits had the Sten. You just love how I'm ping-ponging between different eras. Now, most people would tell you that the best way to grip a Sten is like so, by the magazine, but you can see the problem with that. What you're actually supposed to do is grip it right down there. And these were designed to be cheap as fuck to produce. And the funniest thing is, this part up here actually folded to the side, so it'd be, the mag would be put down there, instead of, so they could have just made it so that it's like that, but they decided against it for some goddamn reason. So yeah. Soviets had this bad boy, the PPSH, however you want to say it. It is chambered in a very unique cartridge, 7.62 by 25 millimeter. You see, it's a bit like a tiny rifle round. We'll get back to that in just a second. Very fast firing gun, but it wasn't cheap enough to produce, so they went with something else later on. Tamakuzi. Fuck it. This isn't real, by the way. And no, it is not full auto, it's just like 16 round burst, I think. Yeah, that's a meme gun. What's not a meme gun is MP40. Again, we're looking at World War II submachine guns. I have to bring it up. And once again, don't grip it by the mag, grip it by the mag well. And there you go. Very nice gun. Not too nice to designers. Anyway. Alright, so, Cold War. We have US. We have essentially NATO versus Soviets, so Mac 10. And Mac 11. Not the ripcord. Same gun, just this is 45 and this is 380 ACP. Very hard to control with one hand. Even two-handed is a bitch. Alright, let's see. Mac 11 ripcord. Because fuck it. So, this is... And yes, that was by design. On Anton's part. Alright, next up is the MP5. This is a, again, German-made H&K. And it is the submachine gun. It's 9mm bow, though you do have 10mm and 40 S&W. Is it 40? 40 something. Yeah, 40 S&W. Which isn't all that good. So, what you do is grab a fresh mag, slap it in, and slap. This is a basic MP5, but you're probably more familiar with something like the A4, which has the Navy trigger group, which just adds a burst fire. And of course you have the integrally suppressed MP5 SDs. SD's nuts. While on the topic of suppressors, let me grab one of the most... I'm about to show you some of the most quiet guns in this game. First up, we got the Well Rod. This was another World War II creation, only this one's 32 ACP, but I believe they also made 38 and 45 versions, but see how quiet that was? It was designed to look like just a bike pump or something when concealed, but load it, and you could take out someone in the back of the head. Oh yeah, I forgot about the baffles, so... Essentially, these were designed to be single use, even though they have about a 6-round magazine. What would happen between uses is they would take out... Alright, these are unused baffles, so let me just use them up real quick. You can hear it progressively getting louder, but still very quiet. But what they would do is between shootings, they would take out the baffles, as you can see. Big hole. But they would swap that out, slap the front back on, and Bob's your uncle. It's quiet again. Alright. Another major silenced weapon is actually this bad boy, the OTS 38. This is actually one of the quietest guns in the game. And it has a built-in laser sight, so that's helpful. I am in fact shooting. But what's unique about this gun is that most revolvers you can't suppress, because there's a gap between the cylinder hold on. There's a gap between the cylinder and the barrel. So I can't even put it on, but so gas would always escape and you couldn't suppress it. However, there were a couple There are a couple. One of them being this bad boy, the Nagant. This is again Russian. Hold on, I need that bullet back. As you can see, the cartridge is rimmed. In the front, I should say. It's not bottlenecked. We have a different word for it now. Telescoped. Slightly. And because that was more for power, but a fun side effect of that is actually suppressible. Observe. Now let's take this bad boy off. There you go. Alright. And we should talk about one of my many namesakes, the Maxim 9. This was developed by Maxim Industries, no relation, and is an integrally suppressed 9mm pistol designed to be hearing safe and able to use any ammunition you want. So let's use plus P jacketed hollow points. Still incredibly quiet. Alright, now we're getting into the cool stuff. This, again, suppressor, is the Mark 22. And its older brother, the Mark 23. Well, I should say older and cooler brother. Let me slap this bad boy on it. And of course, add our suppressor. So, these were both stealth designed handguns. This one I'm not too sure about because I haven't read too much about it, but it does have raised sights so that you can actually see over the suppressor. The Mark 23 has an integrated laser light system. Which is pretty cool. And this was designed as an offensive handgun for SOCOM. And honestly, it is very cool. It's also the basis for the USP. I shouldn't have deleted that one, but see, it's basically a scaled down Mark 23. Alright, kept that for a reason. Because, where's the ASP? There you are. This is the ASP. An early concealed carry type handgun. You'll notice that these two look very similar. That's because they're based on the same gun, the Smith & Wesson Model 39. This has gutter snipe sights that I'm not too good at using, so I just won't cover them. Alright, what else? Oh yeah, the M1911. A1. This is an absolute classic. Pistol. American. 45, 7 rounds. It's also a more modernized version with extended 10 round. Little rail on the bottom that you can attach a light to, and you can also slap, say, an RMR on it. a type of reflex sight. But another variant of that is this bad boy, the ST-2011, 2111. This is basically just this, but double stack, and a 9mm, so just spam it out. Yes, Deeg. Big ass pistol chambered in 50 Action Express. Completely impractical. But it is one of few examples of an automag pistol we have in game. So automags are pistols that are semi-automatic but use magnum caliber cartridges, which are normally used for revolvers. This is the 357 Eagle. Can hold a couple more rounds. And the 44. Oh, very nice. Alright. And there's an extremely rare variant that probably never actually entered production. That is a carbine intended for police use. Again, slightly more practical, but still very impractical. Ooh, let's talk about 5.7. So this is the 5.7, obviously, but we also need its companion gun, the P90. So this is the USG variant that has an integrated sight. These are both chambered in the same round, 5.7 by 28. Alright, and I'm going to show off something here on the P90. So, it has a progressive trigger, so just semi, and then if I pull it back further, auto. That's only on full auto. It also does have semi. This is... But these things have a fairly unique cartridge in the form of 5.7 by 28. See, it actually looks very similar to... Let me grab... you... 5.56. 5.56. And it is basically a scaled down 5.56 to fit in pistols. Now its competitor, the MP7, had a very similar ammo type, but it's 4.6 by 30 instead of 5.7 by 28. These two were in competition with NATO for a contract, HK and FN, but neither of them ended up getting it. What else? Ooh, Honey Badger. This is a fairly unique one because, again, integrally suppressed, but it's chambered in a very special round, 300 Blackout. Let's go Subsonic AP. Slightly bigger cartridge than 5.56, but very quiet. Again, subsonic means that it moves below the speed of sound, so you don't get a crack from it. Right? It's time for a little more Maxim lore. I own one of these in real life. It's to my right over there. somewhere. I know where it is, I just don't know where it is here, so let me just make it kind of look like mine. Flip on a foregrip. Irons. Some flip-up irons. With iron sights, you want them as far forward and back as possible. I have folded down because I have a holographic sight. Which one looks most like the one I actually have? This one. So this is a fairly unique shotgun. It's pump action. Let's just do... You know what? Let's feed him Fetty. So you can see that it has two tube magazines instead of the usual one. Hold on, let me grab a regular pump action. Let's go with just Express 870. See, this only has a single tube magazine. So it can, this one in particular can hold 5 plus 1. So 6 rounds. Other than that, it's fine. This, on the other hand, holds 14 plus 1. So a major upper limit, so... And here's a really cool thing you can do with it, both in-game and in real life, is that you can actually load the two different tubes with different ammo types, so... You can load one up with buckshot, and the other one you can load with, say, dragon's breath. And since it's pump action, both will cycle. I think it's full. Hold on. Let me get a willing volunteer. So that's buckshot. And then here's dragon's breath.
No!
I think he needs another one.
Darn it! Zowie! Termination! Chickies! Termination!
Kind of impractical, but it's fun. There we go. Alright, that's the wheel. So that's cool. KS-23. This is a Russian shotgun that is fucking huge. As you can see. Select held tight. Strap 25, spawn. Has full metal cartridges, which is an option. There's there are a couple shotguns that use that same belted style, but this is is a riot gun, basically, and it can be loaded with, say, flash rounds. So it doesn't just shoot big ass buckshot. But you can see the difference in size on these bad boys. But there's something even bigger than both of those. Now, unfortunately, it's not real, but this is RIO-G, as it is known in game. This is 3 gauge. KS-23 was about 8 gauge, and something funny you can do with it is you can fly. And it's absolutely devastating. We've covered just about everything, except for a handful of... Ooh. This is an M72. This is a single-use, disposable launcher. A lot of launchers are actually single-use and disposable. Need to remember how to do this. It has instructions on the side. Right? Safety off, and now the tube is useless. So you just pull out another one. This is in contrast to something like, say, an RPG, where you load in, disengage safety, and launch it. And you can reuse the tube. And it's dissimilar to this, which is actually something completely different. This is a recoilless rifle, not a true rocket launcher. Basically, it just shoots big-ass cartridges. Sights are on the other side, actually. Alright, safety's off. See, there was no motor behind that, so that's just a different weapon. Hey, this is a Stinger. Again, these are single use, but they have these are lock on, so let me spawn a guy right about there. And pop this bad boy in. Okay. Why aren't you locking on? Okay, it's not... Oh, I can call in a jet. So... to redo it. Let me get a fresh one, actually. Gotcha. Lock on, damn it. I think there's a safety switch or something I'm not hitting. Right. This is basically just battery for the radar. So yeah, I don't actually know how to use that. Unfortunately. So let me just give him a little action. Alright, we covered just about everything we can cover. So I think that's gonna do it for today. So, how long have I been live for, actually? That would be the million-dollar question. This is the wrong monitor. About 2 hours, so not bad. Alright, let me actually try to do this from the VR. So, open up this. Haha. Alright, we are now going to raid out. There's a lot of good people online right now. We'll raid Elwyn. Alright. Hope you all had some fun and somewhat educational time here. I am going to go lay down because my eyes are killing me. Alright, see ya.
Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. I love it. That's actually really iconic. All right, okay, guys, you're distracting me. You're distracting me. This Bailey's strawberries and cream is not going to drink itself. Hi, Maxim. How was your stream? Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you a lot. You're very sweet and you deserve all the love. How do I swap? Swap! Swap!